See how it says send in the data?
Rick. Hi, Rick. I'm Roland.
We're live.
Good. Nice to meet you.
What are we live on? We're live on Facebook. Hey, guys. We are, this is Steve with Orlando Collector Deviants, here with the awesome Raven Wolf. You know him. He's my partner in crime on this show. And today we are on location in the Ovideo Mall at Versus Comics and Games with special guest. Say hi, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
See, there we go. Nick's in the background. He will be on the show here in a little bit. We also are with our special guest tonight, Roland Mann. He just dropped a Kickstarter for number 2 of Cat and Mouse.
That's right.
That just came out on Tuesday, so we're going to be talking about that.
Yep.
But I also have to tell you, you are a special guest because you are now my most interviewed person.
It's true.
This show actually puts you into the most interviewed person.
I'm honored. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Besides Graven, of course, but
Who's counting?
You're in the title, so you're like the co-host, right?
Yeah.
So you need a hug too, right?
Yeah. There you go. I'll take it.
we'll see.
I got plenty to hug.
Okay, so go ahead and start talking about your Kickstarter.
Absolutely. So, yes, you are absolutely right. We launched the Kickstarter for Cat and Mouse issue number 2 on Tuesday, and we've had 2 really good days. We still got a long way to go, but we had really good days. A lot of folks come out, and the artwork is gone this time. Well, we had artwork last time, but didn't go quite as quickly. But man, the artwork is just going like that this time. So I'm going to have to fish around and see if I can get some more artwork.
Yeah,
maybe I can know some people who can do some,
I don't know.
Well, some
stuff.
It was one of those things that I tried to get on about an hour after you dropped.
Right.
And there was already some things already gone.
I know.
Within that hour.
I know. And
then
I'm sorry. It's cool.
Oh, no. I'm so happy for you. I was just sitting there because where I'm at on my phone, I don't get really good Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And
it was like I'm fighting in the first place, and then I'm having to refresh it again. I'm like, please don't let these things keep disappearing while I'm trying to pledge.
Yeah. So it's been kind of exciting. We've got we shortened it just a little bit. Instead of doing exactly 4 weeks, I did some research, and some folks were telling me about how I should do the Kickstarter and that kind of thing. So we launched on a Tuesday, which is supposedly the best day to launch on, and we're going to end on a Friday. And supposedly the week is Friday. I think it's Friday at midnight. Maybe it's Saturday. Saturday. Because I've been told that the weekend is the best time to end one on.
Yeah.
So if you just do it kind of the way Kickstarter has you lined up, you start on one day and end on that same day 4 weeks later. But so I want to say the total number of days was 25 this time. So it's a little bit shorter.
I was thinking 21.
Yeah.
For some reason, 21 was in my head.
It's a little more than 21 because it would have been 21 would be Tuesday to Tuesday, and so we're going Tuesday to like Saturday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe it's 24 days. I don't do math.
And you're a teacher?
I'm not a math teacher. I teach words.
It's not your second language.
That's right. Yeah. So we're really excited. I mean, for those who may not know about the story, my pitch is this, and I apologize because I know you've heard it a bunch.
No, I don't mind at all. I heard it all as many times as you want to put it out there.
So Cat and Mouse is a story of a guy who gets a telephone call from his ex-fiancée. And she says, my kid's sister ran away. Would you go get her and bring her home?
Now, I want to interrupt him. Now, this is the same ex-fiancée that has not talked to him the whole time since she broke it off until this.
That's correct, yes.
See, I read the comic.
Yes, you did. And so because it's his ex-fiancée, he doesn't really want to do it, right? But he's like, he's studying to be a police officer, so he says, okay, this is a thing I should probably do. So he goes to New Orleans only to find out that she's been caught up in a human trafficking ring. And so he has to figure out how to get her kid sister, right, get the kid sister out of the human trafficking ring and get her home. And there are ninjas involved in New Orleans. So that's it. And this is the first issue. It ended on a cliffhanger, as you remember.
Yep.
And we pick up right where we left off at the end of number 1. And we learn a little bit more about the human trafficking ring in this issue, and a little bit more about Bobby is the name of the kid's sister. We learn a little bit more about how deep she's gotten into it, and how Brett kind of feels over his head in all of this. It's like he wasn't expecting all of this. He was just going to get her and bring her home. And so we get into a little bit more of that.
And see, not only once do you have to go get her, he has to go get her a second time too.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, she didn't learn the first time. But one other thing I've been pushing is the human trafficking aspect. We don't really have a whole lot of comic books that talk about human trafficking. And actually, it's my opinion that we don't talk about human trafficking much at all in the U.S. We just want to ignore that.
Yeah, and it's a big problem.
It is
especially
a big problem
here in Florida.
Yes, Orlando is one of the top cities.
Yeah,
and some of the numbers that of course you can go to different sources and get different numbers. But some of the numbers that kind of I've been using for this story is that 1 out of 7 kids who are runaways end up in human trafficking, and that's to me that's obviously any number is too big, but that's way too big. And then here's the other number: 88% of those who get human trafficked are from the social services or foster care.
Yeah, I would expect.
And so they come from bad situations. And so I'm not giving the story away, but I'm giving hints because we learned some of this about Bobby in the second issue. So.
Gotcha. That's important.
Yeah.
But, sorry, with this new thing, we can't see who's popping in and who's popping out.
Oh,
so I was looking.
I thought you said you could see them all.
We can see when they comment. We can see where they're commenting, but I can't see when they pop in. I can see we have people, 5 people on Facebook following us, 2 people on YouTube following us.
I got you.
Nobody on Twitch, but
hi all.
Now, my question: why did you choose New Orleans?
Okay, good question.
Besides everything weird goes on there.
Well, no, I mean, the answer is actually much simpler than that. You're right. New Orleans is a unique, weird city, but I grew up in Mississippi.
Taking my job.
I see that.
You're okay with that, though, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
As a kid, when I grew up reading comics, all of the superheroes were in New York City or Metropolis, which is New York City, or they were all in these great big cities up north. And I mean,
where's Gotham? That ain't New York.
It's Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or Detroit.
Well, probably Detroit today. But I think it was always Chicago?
Huh?
Central City and Gotham were both kind of Chicago, right?
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah, that's kind of what I always thought. I was more of a Marvel guy than a DC guy, so I don't know for sure. And so don't fight me, anybody out there who says, no, you're wrong. But for me, the point was, all these superheroes, all these stories that I liked, they were all in these big cities way far away from me. So, I took a look at the map and I said, here I am in Mississippi. No one really knows where Jackson, Mississippi is, which is the biggest city closest to me.
And that's the capital of
Right.
Mississippi also.
Right.
I was listening to something yesterday, and they were asking if they asked 10 people if they knew what the capital of Mississippi was, and only 2 people knew.
Yeah, everybody said Biloxi.
A couple people said Biloxi.
It's the only city they know, So I looked at the map and I said, all right, so the closest cities to me are New Orleans, Memphis, Birmingham, possibly, if I wanted to go a little bit further, Atlanta. And so I was born in Memphis, and I really heavily considered Memphis. And in fact, if you actually read my Planet of the Apes series that I did, you'll see that it's set in futuristic Memphis.
Gotcha.
We see some Graceland. We see some Elvis Presley there. We see the Great American Pyramid, the bridge, and stuff like that from Memphis. But I made the decision, of all those cities, New Orleans is the coolest. So I try to write almost all of my stories, if I can. I try to write them set in New Orleans.
Okay.
So it's really, it's a cool city, right? And I looking back on the decision now, I'm glad I made it because, there's things like, mausoleums and voodoo and, history there.
Definitely rich history.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, but the real fact was I was pretty close to New Orleans and knew I could make trips there. And when Cat and Mouse first came out, in the late 80s, New Orleans probably ordered the lion's share of the comics from distribution centers.
Gotcha.
So
Now talking about when Cat and Mouse first came out, you guys had what 17, 18 issues,
18 issues.
and this time around it's only 4 issues.
This is a 4-issue miniseries. So here's something that not very many people know. When the series ended at 18, Malibu Comics, we were with their sale. Malibu offered us another contract for a 4-issue miniseries. We almost did that, but Mitch he wanted to do other things. He wanted to go and pursue other sources of art, so it just never happened. But we actually, and I probably still have that contract that they offered us to do a miniseries, and the plan was to go to a series of miniseries. Even then, because part of it is you get every 5th issue you got a new number 1.
Yeah.
And so you can always and we've seen the industry kind of do that. Yeah. So we didn't get around to doing it, but that's kind of one of the things when I started the volume 2, I'm like, well, probably it's going to be tough, number 1, to keep a regular schedule, to do a monthly book.
Yeah.
Just in my situation and artist and thing today. So I'm like, why don't we just do a series, a mini-series, kind of like what we had talked about doing in the early 90s. So that's kind of my plan now, is to do stories, arcs, a mini-series here, maybe a one-shot, just a little bit longer. In fact, I'm already talking with a guy to possibly do something following this one. So we'll see. But that's kind of the idea.
Now, I'm sitting there, only four issues. How are you going to fit this whole story in 4 issues?
Because
the first issue, it had me, and I'm all like, oh my God, was number 2 coming? But I, personally in my head, I don't see how it's going to wrap up in 4.
Yeah, it will. I plot, for me, the way I work, I plot the entire story out before I even break it down into issues. So I know where my story begins, I know where the conflict and the action is in the middle, and then I know what the resolution is. What I do after that point is I'd say, oh, I've got 4 issues.
Yeah.
Where are kind of the natural breaking points in the story? Where are good places to say, this is the end of this issue?
Cliffhangers.
Right, exactly. I love cliffhangers. So I'm looking for kind of cliffhanger points for 1, 2, and 3. And I like to think I've got a couple of pretty good ones. But that's so I know how the story is going to. Before I even wrote the first issue,
you knew everything.
I knew everything. I knew from start to finish what the arc was going to be. Now, hopefully, there will be things planted in there that can also carry over into the next stories, right? But the story about Brett going to get Bobby and rescue her completes in the first 4 issues in the miniseries.
Okay. Now you say you have the whole story already planned out in your head,
yes.
and now do you have to delete some of it to make it fit? Is there stuff that you got to cut out?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Well, I can,
Absolutely. What I do is I just write I just write a big plot. Okay, so here are the characters. Here's how we introduce them. I actually cut out a lot of the. So let me backtrack a little bit. Writers have a tendency to, particularly Southerners, right? So they do this, man. I got a story to tell you, but before I tell you the story, you need to know this, right?
Yeah.
And so then they dump a whole bunch of backstory on you, right? This is just it's a tendency that writers have. Southerners in particular have a problem doing that because we want you to
be invested,
right?
We want to give you a build up,
yeah, and we want you to know where we're going,
yeah,
right?
For sure.
And so I find that it helps me if I just get the whole story out, and then before I start my story, I look, okay, I don't need that, I don't need that, I don't need that. I find that I've got a lot of that backstory in there that's just stopping the story from getting started.
Yeah, it's a minutia that you really don't need sometimes.
Yes, right.
But it's a natural thing, though.
It is.
You're not going to know that until you start plotting it out completely and writing it through. Until
you get it onto paper or on your computer or whatever, it's really hard to know what's there.
Yeah.
Did you post the link, by the way, to the Silverline?
Yes, you are here, Nicholas.
Go do that.
Yeah. Go do that
See, I'm using a new
I know we had a couple of
that I'm
She's
streaming
fired.
to 3 different places at
Please.
once.
No, just kidding.
Yeah, I'm doing Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube live.
What about MySpace?
Well,
That's all music nowadays.
well, here
Who
when
uses MySpace, Dick? That
I'm
says a
just
lot about
joking.
you.
It
Well,
does.
we are doing his space
Oh, yeah.
versus
We are in
his space.
Versus, yeah.
So is this the time for me to mention this now?
You can mention it.
So because we are live at Versus in the Ovideo Mall, if you come down here into Versus and you pledge to the Kickstarter, I'll let you choose one of these comic books out of here. And these are all older comics written by me. I will sign it for you if you come down here and pledge to the Cat and Mouse Kickstarter here in Versus in the Ovideo Mall.
Awesome.
So yeah, come see us.
Yeah, come see us. You got till 9 o'clock. Mall closes at 9 o'clock, and that's when Nick says, "Get the hell out! I want to go home." So now I'm gonna go back to where you edit out and all that.
Okay.
Do you ever have to edit out something that you really cared for, but you just figure it doesn't really go cohesively into the story?
Yes, and that's usually painful. But I'll tell you what I do. If I've got something in there that I really like, I have a file that basically says use this later, right? So I'll cut something out and pop it into that file. And if it's something I really like, I work hard to find a place for it. It doesn't always happen, and sometimes it's just a scene or a scenario or a thing that happens, and it just never happens. But yeah, I do. I try to make, and obviously, as a reader, you can tell me, did I succeed? I'm not asking, but you can tell me, did I succeed?
Well, it depends if I get more than a bookmark, if you succeed or not.
He's not going to let you live that down.
I know, yeah.
Hey, that's always, I'm going to tell you guys, that's always one of the stretch goals on any of the comics that I've backed, is always you get the bookmark in the next one.
Yeah, yeah. You know why, don't you? Because bookmarks are easy to do. You don't have to. You can use the artwork that you got from your book. You don't have to create anything new. You have to print the stuff out, and they trim it and everything. But you don't have to usually create new. Like for the cat and mouse logo, we literally took these two images. Right, he's on one side, she's on the other side, and we've already got our logo. We just squished it down to fit them. So we didn't have to create anything new. It was already done. And so, yeah, it's easy to do.
Now, I see back there besides cat and mouse, something that just ended up getting delivered.
Yes.
That's Kalis.
Yes, yeah. It's a Silverline book, so
because not only is he the creator of Cat and Mouse, co-creator of Cat and Mouse, the genius behind the volume 2 of Cat and Mouse, but you also run Silverline Comics.
Yes, yeah. So Silverline, this is probably, if I were being honest, this is probably phase 3 of Silverline. The first phase began in the late 80s, and we were packager.
I saw that. I did something stupid. Sorry.
Oh, really? You did something stupid?
You better stop. You literally better stop.
So anyway, so we were packagers, and really it kind of happened by accident because
See, I can do it because I'm over here. I can say it. You can only smack him.
You have to go home with
you're out
me.
of fist range, right?
Well, we're in 2 different vehicles to go home. Just remember that. Okay, sorry.
No, that's okay.
I'm going to interrupt, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because look, we've
got lots of time, right?
We start arguing and the viewership goes up. So.
You think we start punching, the viewership will go up even higher?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Lee came on.
Lee? Oh. Hey, Lee, how you doing? Oh, my God.
What up?
How you doing, Lee? We're live here in Oviedo at Versus.
I think there's something interesting there.
How's it going there, Lee?
Well, because Lee runs Living Dead Comics
Of course.
at my home store. And
Yeah. I put it all together. together rather quickly, but I was just curious if there was
We're just
more.
gonna let that hang there.
But as you see, I'm not embarrassed to say it. I'm here. We got invited here.
Listen,
So
comics, we're all just one big
For
family,
everyone.
right?
Yep.
I mean, it's just your success is my success, is your success is his success. I mean,
Absolutely.
so your success, do I get a cut of the profits?
you didn't already get the check,
Because your success
It's in
gives
the
you
mail,
profits.
right?
My-
right? Yeah,
Yeah, it's in
yeah.
the mail. It's been in
It
the
must
mail.
be in. I mean, Dorian must have.
Must have. Okay. Now, as everybody knows, Lee, I love Living Dead.
Yeah.
This was just an
I still have to get
opportunity
down
that
there.
we were given, so we took it. We decided to throw Roland in with this opportunity since Kickstarter was dropping.
I appreciate it. Yep.
And Roland's a hard man to get hold of because you try to set up something and all of a sudden he has night classes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah?
Man, you
Did I
know,
start?
here's the weird thing. It's like, so usually I'm just twice a week. The classes are twice a week. But because of week one of this session, we had Labor Day.
Yep.
And then we had Dorian.
Mhm.
So no
Threw
classes.
everything on.
Yes, I had no classes in the first week. So now this week I got Monday, Wednesday, Friday, night classes.
I love you.
All week long. And weekend,
You're drinking too, I see. Okay.
Deb. Love you. Oh. yeah, I got.
You're a teacher of words.
Yeah, I know. I got that one.
Let's see, Coke doesn't
Right,
give you
right.
the
No,
fuzzy
no.
words.
Nope, it does not.
Now, I got some stuff that can go into Coke. I did come
Yeah.
prepared.
Yeah.
So we're
Not
talking
yet.
phases of silver.
Oh, the phases of Silver Line. Yeah, okay.
Graven's
So,
like, we keep talking here, and Steve keeps taking us over there.
Oh, no, it's okay. I just want to make sure he gets the information that you
yeah,
want
because
as well.
I had forgotten. Yeah. So what happened is it happened quite by accident. Okay. So you got to keep in mind that this was in the late '80s, and the late '80s were the independent boom, right? The black and white 19
I started
black and white indie boom,
up.
thanks to the Turtles,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
And everybody was like, if the Turtles can do it, we can do it.
Of course.
And so that's kind of how Cat and Mouse was actually even born. Is that we it's like if they can do it, I mean, look at the Turtles, right? I mean, of course, then they blew up. So but we're like, if they can do it, we can do it. So we did. We made our own comic. We got started, and then we started looking around, and I'm like, that guy's really talented. Why is he not getting work? And a lot of the folks in that sort of Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, sort of that little region that we were in, they were like me. It's like I wanted to work in comics, but I really didn't want to move to New York.
Of course.
Just so you guys know, we're right by the entrance, so I'm waving at people as they go by, just to embarrass them
It's not any
too.
type of form of physical Tourette's.
Yeah. Did you know them?
No,
Oh, okay.
they keep staring at us as they go by, so I figured. This
Oh,
nice.
okay, all right. So
It-
you
it-
waved
it-
first.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, why are they waving? Okay, I'll wave too.
It's
Isn't that what
infectious.
we always talk about?
Yeah, of course.
Reach out to
Absolutely,
people.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
come see us. Because whenever anybody sees this, you got to admit, even when you guys walk by, you see somebody doing something like this, you always gotta stop and look.
Of course, yeah. What are we
What's
doing?
going on?
What's
Yeah.
going on
Should
in
I
there?
know them?
What's going on in there? Let's go look. No, let's keep walking. Walk real slow, right?
Lee's gonna start drinking as soon as he gets out.
So anyway, we started looking around, and we noticed that there was a lot of really talented
Take 10.
people who also were like us. People in New Orleans, people in Louisiana, and we just like, why don't we partner this guy up with this guy?
Yeah.
And so that was kind of a fluke what we did the first time. We're like, this guy really needs to be drawing.
Mhm.
And so I reached out to a friend of mine, a guy who I'd met who's from Louisiana, who's a horror novelist.
Mhm.
I said, hey man, you ever thought about writing a comic book?
Mhm.
And like, yeah, I like comics, but I do horror novels. I'm like, well, we got this guy who has this horror style. What'd you think? You want to write a comic? He's like, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And so we took that, and because we already had the channels to the publishers,
Mhm.
right? Because we had developed those contacts, we just sent it to them and said, hey, y'all want to do this book? And they're like, yeah. And so we're like, okay, well, what about these guys, right? And so
Right.
we started finding that because we already had the connections,
Mhm.
they would listen to us,
Mhm.
and where if they just sent it in blindly, they might not have gotten a response.
Of course.
Doing
And
off
so
our faces.
by just accident, we
Because
stumbled
I'm on
upon
Facebook.
being a packager. And we actually even talked to the publisher, like, what exactly are we doing for you? And they said,
Right.
well, you guys are a packager. I'm like, okay, that's what we are. We're a packager. And so it's a little bit of a freelance editor, freelance agent, as well as just, I don't know, just kind of.
Yeah, you're basically creating the product
Yeah.
and packaging that information and all that together to give it to the distributor or to the publisher to
Right.
give to the city.
Because a lot of independent publishers don't want to have to deal with putting a team together.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
Time, money, investment, there's a lot involved.
It's just not worth their time. And so if you can come, and which is why a lot of their submission guidelines will say, writers, don't send us anything.
Yeah.
Send us a complete package. Send us something that's ready to go.
Right.
Because they don't want to do it, right? And so what we discovered, is we were doing that for them and delivering them a package that was ready to go to press. And so we did that for a couple of years, and then when the company got ready to grow, they called me and offered me a job as an editor. But I didn't realize actually kind of training myself to do that.
Funny how that works.
It is funny, but and so Silverline ended then.
Gotcha.
Because I went and took a job as an editor at Malibu, and that's when I worked there. But then, so then I spent time at Malibu, became a Marvel editor, and then the crash of the late '90s happened, and by then I'm kind of like, okay, I know how to do this now. I know how to make it all happen. I know how to deal with printers. I know how to do all that because I had learned it on the job. Right, I already knew kind of the comic booky stuff, like how to do that, but I didn't know the other stuff. And so I dove in, and Silverline Phase 2 began.
Gotcha.
And that's when I started as a full-fledged publisher. And from about 97 to about late 2000, I think my last book came out in early 2001. But about late 2000, I printed and published 13 books. So some of them were written by me. Some of them I had R.A. Jones. I worked with Sid Williams as a writer. Tom Derenick, who does a lot of stuff at Marvel now, penciled one of the stories that we published. So yeah, my problem then though was I was doing the late '90s was the wrong time for me to write.
Yeah.
And this was pre-print on demand, so I was selling 1,500 copies through the distribution pipeline, which is not a terrible thing.
No.
But I had to print 3,000 copies. And so I would print 3,000 copies, ship out 1,200 books or 1,500 books, and I'm left with 1,500 books sitting in my garage.
Yes, true.
And
then you don't have a happy wife.
Right there, that's right. Then you do it, and you know what they say: happy wife, happy life.
That's true.
So
And see, I'm making fun because she's actually sitting over. She actually came on the show tonight. She's actually here, so I'm going to throw her under the bus every once in a while.
But yeah, so I lost a lot of money in the late 2000s. I'm sorry, in the late 90s. Lost a lot of money just because the industry was bad. It was also I was trying to do more than I was really capable of doing. You keep in mind I had just come from Malibu and then from Marvel, and I still had that mentality when it was just a one-man show, and I couldn't do all the things. I was going to shows, and I'm like, I shouldn't have done that, but I love comics, so I was excited.
It's a bug.
It is very much a bug, and I just decided I'm done. The industry is collapsing. It's over. It's going to end anyway, and so I got out and went back to school, and that's how I ended up teaching. And so I've been teaching to pay the bills since about 2003. And I really wasn't going to start Phase 3. It was not on my radar at all. I was just going to make comic books. I'm just going to teach, to make some comic books, run a Kickstarter, get the books out, and I was just, people, if 50 people read the book, 50 people read the book. And I just
Hey,
wanted...
Tom, how you doing? Tom came on and said hi.
What up, Tom?
Hey, Tom. How's it going, man?
Yeah, we're going to have a blast at the Daytona show.
Here,
Absolutely.
hand me the...
Oh, yes.
Speaking of, what is this, November 3rd in Daytona Beach Comic Con. And if you don't make it out here tonight, you can see Roland and all his crew
Yes.
out there.
Silverline will have a nice presence. You're going to have some.
They're going to take up one whole aisle. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're going to have some cool convention exclusives. Still working with Tom. I need to get some stuff to put in some bags, and so we're still trying to figure all that out. But yeah, we're gonna have a nice Silverline crew there. I'm looking forward to it.
It's one of the only times you're going to have like the whole crew there together.
It's not quite the whole crew. It's just
it's a large.
There's going to be there's a selection of us, but so I'll be there and Alex will be there, who is the penciler for Cat and Mouse. Brent Larson, who is the writer for Kalis, he will be there. And what we've actually got, what he'll have there is he's going to have Kalis with the cover that Alex did. So you'll be able to get Alex to sign your copy of Kalis, written by Brent, and then Alex did. Obviously, Cat and Mouse, you'll be able to get that. And then Sid Williams will be there. Sid, I was kind of figuring this out the other day. Of all the Silverline titles, the only person, the only person who I don't have this the writer behind me. So I've written more, obviously, because it's kind of me. I've written more Silverline titles than anyone except for Sid. Well, no, I've written more than Sid, but Sid is the one right behind me. He's written more titles than anybody but me. I've known Sid. Sid was the guy I mentioned that I reached out to and said, "Hey, you want to write a comic?" Yeah. And so he's been working with Silverline since phase 1. He's a good writer. I like the stuff he does. He's easy to work with. He's a professional all the way.
Sorry. We're over here looking at Raven's Lace. It's a peachberry whiskey.
Not mine. It's a drink.
Wow, look at this. This
Raven,
is quite a publisher
Raven.
lineup. Aftershock will be there. Inverse will be there. Scout will be there. AC Comics will be there. Very cool.
That's awesome.
We're actually one of our editors will be there, John Medic.
Orlando Collector Deviants will be there.
Yep. He didn't list that there. I was just
I know.
reading his list.
There's an issue with that.
Well, Nick, I guess Trish really wants me drunk, so she already brought up the whiskey. And I told you that's going to be for you and me. You drink whiskey? I heard whiskey. Look, you drink? Okay.
No.
Not everybody's not perfect.
So I was going to say, we're going to have to turn the camera so they can see.
Yeah.
But they can see.
There's one.
Sounds like the count over there. One.
Yeah.
I don't know how it tastes. I got it because it looked cool. It smells
And it's
great.
got Graven's name on it. So,
It does.
Yeah, right?
What?
That's
Talking
actually
about
pretty
my
cool, yeah.
Unmixtables.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Cool.
yeah,
Raven's
we have to
Lace.
drink
Raven's
it.
Actually smells pretty good.
Sure
Sweet.
it does.
Yeah.
All right. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
you want to turn the camera a
Smells
little
like
bit?
moonshine.
Trish?
Peach moonshine.
Yeah.
That's
what it
what it
smells
does,
like.
yep.
Okay, so we got the guys from
Clink.
Versus.
Clink.
We clinked for you. So we could add a nice sound effect to it. Clink.
That's very smooth.
Yeah, it goes down
What?
really
I
smooth.
approve.
Solo tough.
Yeah. Red Solo.
Right.
Got it at Total Wine and More
Okay, hold on.
in their whiskey section. No. No good?
Are we-
Anybody want one?
Yep, we're good.
You want another one? Or a few minutes? A few minutes.
Are we good?
We're good.
Okay.
We'll go back to these guys here in a little bit. We're still just talking about Silverline. I just keep interrupting. So
It's okay. No, it's okay. I think what I'm going to start doing is hitting the customers as they come out, right?
yeah,
But hey,
Taking shots.
I every time you sign up for the Kickstarter, you get a shot.
yeah.
There you go.
Hey, I'm helping you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, we need all the help we can get.
And if we get them lots of shots out there, then they don't know what they're buying.
Yeah, I'll give it. Here you go. What's the top pledge? I'll do the top pledge, right? Yeah. No, I actually, I'm very thankful. We've had a lot of people, a lot of people supporting us. You guys, promoting us, and we are very thankful for that kind of thing. So
Real quick,
go ahead.
so I can show you got the thank you page in the back, right? Or is it not
Hold
this
on.
one?
I do have one, but that's not it.
Of course, it's not in the copy that I grab here.
Well, because you grabbed the, we're going to do a new thing now. You grabbed the retro edition.
Okay.
There, that's what you're looking for.
Now, see, what's cool is when you do this.
Hold on now. Hold on. So watch it. How you doing? Let me tell you about my Kickstarter. Sure, excellent. So I'm running a Kickstarter for Cat and Mouse #2. Oh, he's holding the other one. This is actually the exclusive cover for the first issue. So if you pledge to the comic, you get an exclusive cover, only available in the Kickstarter. The issue is already finished. Well, let me tell you the story. Okay, story is you've already heard this.
You
So
want to
join us?
I'll move. You can come over. You're gonna be on live video for Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Just letting you know. So go ahead.
So I'm going to give you the first issue unless you flip through it, right? Okay. But Cat and Mouse is a story of a guy who gets a telephone call from his ex-fiance. She says, hey, my kid sister ran away. Would you go get her and bring her home? Well, it's his ex-fiance, so he doesn't really want to do it, right? But he's studying to be a police officer, so he says, okay, I'll go. I'll see what I can do. So he goes to New Orleans only to find out she's been caught up in a human trafficking ring. So he has to figure out how to get her out of the human trafficking ring and get her home. And yes, as you can see, there are ninjas involved. So it's going to be a 4-issue miniseries. The first one is already done and out. The second one is already finished, and that's what we're kickstarting right now. We launched our Kickstarter on Tuesday. It's going to run through October the 5th. If you decide, and I'll give you the link, right? Mm-hmm. Flip through it. If you decide you wanted to pledge right now, right here, I'll let you dig through.
Well, not actually dig.
I wrote all of these things here, so I'll let you choose one at random, or you can flip through them and pick one. This is the first volume. This was from the early 1990s. But you can choose one of these, and what's that? I don't have any of those, no. But this is the first volume, as well as a couple of other things that I also wrote. So, and I'll be happy to sign that for you, should you decide you want to do it. But I don't want you to feel pressured right now. You should actually, step away and look on your phone and look at the Kickstarter page so that you can make a decision. But you can see the artist. I didn't do any of the artwork. I wrote the story, but I am very blessed to work with some very talented artists. Dean, who drew this issue, Dean drew, when I was an editor, he drew the book called The Ferret for me. He drew Nightman for me. He worked on some Batman comics. He worked on some Star Wars comics. Yep. So, and the inker Barb, she is our veteran. She got her first inking job, and I found this out last night, in 1988. So yeah, and the first volume of Cat and Mouse was published in 1989. So you don't have to be familiar with the first volume at all these issues that I was showing you. This is a completely new story, so you don't have to be familiar with the first volume at all. I mean, if you did read it, some of the stuff that you see happen, you'll kind of go, kind of like in jokes, Yeah. But you don't need it to enjoy this story here.
That's super neat because I recently got into reading comics. So
cool. It's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Welcome to the family. Yeah. And it is a big family. You'll find that people who don't understand comics will never understand you. But the people who read comics, all you got to do is say comics. Yeah. Your family, come on in.
Oh, so thank you.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to check out the Kickstarter.
Please do.
For sure. You said you can send me the link?
Yeah. So,
Or I could probably just find it.
You know what? Do you have the link on the stream here?
Or
so the Kickstarter?
Yeah, I can put that on.
So go to Facebook and look up OCD, Orlando Collector Deviants. She's actually, sorry, I call you. You're my favorite OCD people.
Is it that one?
That's it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
I'm a free start.
And that's me.
See, look.
There you go.
Nice.
So he's legit.
Are you sure?
What's that?
I said you're legit. You're on the internet.
That's right. I'm legit. There I am.
If it's on the internet, it's true.
That's right.
He was a French model as well.
Thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I will definitely give it a look.
Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Thanks for sitting.
Thanks for jumping in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what's your name? So if you pledge, I'll know. What is it?
Josie.
Josie.
Josephine.
Josephine, okay.
Josie, nice to meet you.
Very cool. Well, I'll keep my eyes posted. Hopefully, you'll see what you like. What you see.
Absolutely. Thank you again.
You guys have
Thank
a-
you.
Go to Facebook on Orlando Collector Deviants. You can show everybody that you were on.
Yep.
Because not only are you live now, we'll have it to where everybody can look at it in the days coming up.
Yes, we
This
are.
is in Orlando. Yes.
We are in Orlando.
Come see us.
Yeah, we'll be here till 9.
We're at the Ovideo Mall.
Yeah, versus comics and games.
You know what? I'm a comic guy.
Yeah.
We do
And-
the show.
I always
not with
forget
Roland
to
all the
say
time, but we do the
and
show
games.
about
You know, when I'm
Understandable.
talking to somebody, I'm usually like, yes, versus comics in the mall.
Yeah.
And it's like and games.
And if you-
So it's like, yeah, I know.
Well, that's been your lifestyle for so many
Yeah,
years.
it is.
It's ingrained in you.
Yep.
Comics, you know, it's
Yep.
like it's like an extra set of bloodline. You know what I mean?
Yes, it is. You said bloodline.
Yeah.
That gives me a. You did that on purpose, didn't you? It does, yeah.
Hey,
You did that on
I'm the
purpose.
co-host, folks.
So, Bloodline is actually a one-shot that we're working on
Cool.
with Sid Williams.
Excellent.
The exact same.
It's time to fight. The tournament has started.
Oh, no, stuff's happening. As long as you do not start singing Baby Shark.
Oh no!
Please God.
All the time.
The Bloodline.
Yeah.
You know what? I might actually have. No. Wait a minute. Did Caleb's have it? I think I had a. Oh yeah! Look right there.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So Bloodline.
I don't.
That's it's a one shot that we're working on. Sid Williams is the same guy I was mentioning earlier. Yeah, he and a writer by the name of Robert Pettit wrote a short story. It was featured in some anthology that if Sid is watching this right now, he's gonna say, "You know what it is." Oh, Under the Fang is what it was. I think that's right, Sid. But anyway, so he wrote the adaptation for the short story. He wrote the comic adaptation of the short story, and now we're doing it as a one-shot
That's
comic.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So it's all in this guy's hands right here. Keith Wood, I'm calling you out, man. Calling you out. All we're doing is waiting on him to get to a near completion.
Very cool.
And because I don't mind starting it if we have 1 or 2 pages left to do, because we can do 1 or 2 pages in 20 days, right?
Right.
But if we've only got 1 or 2 pages colored, I'm not
It's
comfortable.
hard,
Yeah.
man.
Plus, I don't have any colored pages to show as part of the Kickstarter.
Well, I think a
So-
lot of people get confused with the process of comic making.
Right.
They don't understand some of it, how it gets done. You really have to stagger a production schedule as to how pages are getting completed and the level of things that are being done to make
Yes.
that page complete.
Right.
And so if you get behind just a few hours to sometimes a day or two, it throws a huge wrench into the whole system. It all starts and weighs on the penciler or the artist. If it's a painter that's doing the full
Yes.
pages,
Yep.
you're a little luckier that way because the painter can do everything, full colors, inks,
Right.
all that. But if it's a penciler, the traditional penciler, inker, flatter, color, all that
Right.
stuff, it all makes a difference.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, one of the things that I push in my class is that it's very much an assembly line,
It is.
and of course it's a writing class, so it's like it starts with the writer. If you blow your deadlines, if you're late, then the artist, you're putting way too much pressure on the artist because the artists are the ones who carry the heavy workload of the comic.
Yes.
I mean, it is a visual
They're
medium.
creating a world.
That's right. And if you are late, then you put way too much undue pressure on them.
It's true.
And it's unfair to the artist. And in fact, at the bigger companies, or at least when I was there, if you were the writer and you couldn't meet your deadline, see ya. Yeah. Because there's so many people lining up to do that job.
Yeah.
So it's like if you can't meet the deadline, I'm gonna get someone who can.
Do you think that's still happening nowadays in
Yeah,
modern comics?
I'm going to say yes and no.
Yeah.
I think that no to the people who have names. Because if Jeff Johns is late,
Yeah.
who's going to fire him? You know what I'm saying? If Brian Michael Bendis is late, who's going to fire him?
I'm excited for
And so, oh, did you pledge?
I sure did.
Oh, excellent.
well, you get a free comic.
So, if you want one, you can.
I'll get out.
But I'll have a shot in her honor.
So you can, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. You can go through here and pick out any one. There's duplicates in here,
Okay.
but you can pick out one, and I'll be happy to sign it for you. Yeah. So basically, this is just Cat and Mouse from the first volume,
Right.
and just assorted other comics. So
Series.
I don't know about that, but this is one you want. This is my favorite cover of the whole series.
I like it.
I love the action pose. In fact,
Mhm.
we had a T-shirt with this, didn't we? This image?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So would you like me to sign it to you, Josie? To Josie?
Oh,
Josie?
yes.
Okay. Is it okay if I do this? Then?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
go ahead.
Got quiet.
We're
all intently
watching.
watching.
Hey, do we have a bag of boards?
We do have a bag for you. You want me to grab one? Yeah, I got you.
And I hope you like it.
Oh, I'm super excited. Thank you.
Thank you. Now spread the word. Tell everybody you know.
Now she just pledged. How can she get number one?
So number one is available on the Kickstarter. We actually have. I don't have it in front of me, but there's one pledge level, or maybe I think there are two pledge levels that are just basic. Give me two, but give me number one also. All of the others, if you want a copy of number one, you just add $5 to your pledge.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me be very quick to point out though, because this is important to me. I don't know if it's important to anybody else, but it's important to me. The copy that you're going to get if you do that is going to be this cover and not that cover. Right? Because that was the exclusive for the first Kickstarter.
I have this one,
Right.
and I have the graphite cover too.
Yes.
The whole graphite book, not just cover.
So this one will never be a cover anymore. We're not going to print more covers for people. Now, we may end up doing a print or something like that with it, but as far as a cover on a comic, this was a Kickstarter exclusive, and the only way you could get that as a cover was the Kickstarter. So if you say, I want a copy of number one, with your Kickstarter for number two, you'll get one that has this cover on it.
Okay.
And I'm covering up that because that's not on it. But this is just what we call kind of our standard cover.
Okay. I just wanted to let people know, because like her, where she's jumping in on issue 2, how can she get issue 1 so
Yes.
she's not jumping into that cliffhanger?
Right. Yeah. I don't know what level she pledged at, but like I said, there's a couple of early levels that you can get the first issue just included, or you just add $5 and we'll throw another. And I'll even sign it. I can't get the whole team to sign that one, but I'll sign that one.
Now, what? Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, what I was talking about before we so graciously had somebody come and support it. She didn't even know she was doing that tonight. That's what was
Right.
awesome.
That's cool.
Is when you do support it and you go pretty much almost any level. There's only like the very minimal level that you don't get a thank you, right?
Let me address that.
Okay.
So for the Kickstarter for number one, we had it where you had to pledge at this. It was at the sweet spot, the $25 level, I think, in order to get your name in the thank yous. And there was one or two people that emailed me after the campaign was over and the book came out. They said, "Hey, my name's not in there," and I said, "Well, you pledged at this level." And so we kind of kicked that around a little bit, and if I'm not mistaken, we changed that to where if you pledge at any level, your name will be on the Kickstarter.
And
this
that's
time.
what I was thinking this time I read, that
Yeah.
it was almost there. But as you guys can see, you probably can't see. I'm going to get a little closer. I don't want to break the spine of the book. But they do the thank you to the supporters. Can you see it, Trish? You're paying attention to me and not the. But you can see, thanks to all the supporters who make it happen.
I don't know if
Our names ended up right here, which is cool. A lot of I always read these just to see who
else did it.
And a lot of big names. I mean, of course you had Tom,
Right.
but you had Billy Tucci.
Yep.
You had Jimmy Pilati.
Yep. And the thing about it is, I had
a few mans in there, like
a couple,
a BJ man in there.
Imagine that.
Yeah. like I had a dad email me yesterday and said, "Hey, I want to support the Kickstarter, but I don't want you to use my name. I want to use my son's name." And I don't know who he is. Don't know anything about him. I'm not even going to mention him because it's a private thing.
Yeah.
But he just said, is that possible? Because I registered with my name, but I don't want you to use it. And I'm like, well, here's the deal. When the Kickstarter is over, I'm going to send out a survey, and one of the survey questions says, "What name do you want used?" So if you want a different name, like I think you even
we use
you use
Orlando
this, yeah,
Defense,
right.
yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm cool with that. It doesn't, I'm totally. I mean, we don't want swearing in it, but no one did that. But yeah, I mean, if you want to do it and pledge it to your grandmother, your kid, your brother, or whatever, use that name. That's totally fine to us.
Now, I only had one problem with all the thank yous and all this.
No.
The supported by these podcasts and news outlets. I'm on the other page, but I'm not on this page.
I was just going over that yesterday, and I'm pretty sure I have to check here because you may have rolled off the edge. That would be my fault.
I'm kind of drunk. I do roll off edges, so it's fine.
That was a good one, Roland. I like that.
Well, he's a writer. I mean, he can't
I was
create
waiting. I've been waiting for since infinity to bring this up because I know I'm one of the first ones that interviewed for this.
Yes, absolutely you were.
I'm gonna give you that. So you step back up.
Well,
That's
there's
a
a
really
flat
petite
earth
copy.
there.
I don't want.
Yeah.
Too much alcohol, you rolled off the page.
Yeah.
But he is telling you guys the truth. After the Kickstarter ended, he did send out email. It says, "What name would you like to have on the thank you page?" And you can pick. You can say "Granny up your" all you want.
So I learned something. Did we talk about Grolix last time I was
We
here?
did briefly,
Okay,
yeah, afterwards.
So if you actually just say what you said, I would probably exchange that last word with Grolix, right? So Granny up your Grolix.
So yeah, see? but it is cool. You do ask because I do other Kickstarters and they don't ask you that.
Yeah.
It's whoever you signed in under. That's the name that gets put out there.
Yeah, and I don't like that because one of the things that Roland is actually my middle name, and so I've never in my life gone by my first name. Sometimes my legal stuff, my driver's license and things like that, it has my there. And sometimes you have to sign up on things with your first name, and I don't want that on there. It's not that I dislike my first name. It's just that I've never used it. Yeah,
nobody knows
associated with that.
right. And so I don't, and so yeah. To me, it is a big deal because I've experienced that as well.
But no. Okay, well, because like for us, it works the same way because Trish isn't going to have her own Kickstarter, thing. It's going to still go through. I'm the one who started it, but she backs projects, but she just uses my Kickstarter. Right. So
when you fill out the survey, you put Trish.
Yeah. But I just come through and say if they ask, it's Orlando Collector Deviants. It's just better that way.
Right. Yeah.
That way she can't get mad and here and that.
Silently.
She only gets mad when it's the Dan Parent stuff.
Oh.
Die, kitty, die.
Yeah. I am legally allowed to stalk him.
You're gonna tag die, kitty, die.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan.
Well,
he's calling the cops right now. Hey, there's this person stalking me.
Oh no, he gave her permission to stalk.
Oh really?
We have it on video.
Where he gives you what?
He gives me permission to stalk.
That's nice.
Yeah, she was upset that Space Coast got canceled because of Doreen because Fernando Ruiz was going to be there. The other part of Die Kitty.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we've met him before, but this time, she had the book. It's already been signed by Dan, and now, So she was upset. But you'll get to see him again. I bet you he'll be at C2E2. Which, just so in case you guys know, vendors are, is it artists too?
I don't know. I think so.
Okay. the application has just dropped for C2E2
Okay.
for press and you know.
I want to try. We applied last year. We just didn't have it. We got approved, but it was kind of those things where there was no space. And then at the end, towards the end, a couple weeks before it, they did open up a spot, but we at that point didn't.
Too late.
We didn't realize, and we didn't have the funds at the time to make that trek. But we definitely going to plan to do it this year.
That's Chicago, isn't it?
Oh
Yes,
yeah, it is one of we love it not just because they actually accept us as press, but it actually we love. And we talk about it all the time. Everybody gets tired. I know Craven's probably tired of hearing that. We love how they treat the artists.
Craven the Hunter.
Yeah, Craven the Hunter. It's true. Craven thoughts.
No, because Craven hears me gush about it. Trish gush about it. They treat the artists so well there. I mean, nobody's really better than anybody.
Yeah.
That's done by Reed Pop, right?
Yeah, that's done by Reed Pop.
It's an amazing show.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I did not Wizard. I did Chicago Comic Con before it became Wizard.
Remember that?
Way back when,
I
in the
did that one
90s,
too.
early 90s.
Not the 90s, but later on in 2000, I was aware. I came when I was little.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. We're not that old.
Anyway.
I had to throw that in because he's younger than I am. So, you know.
Very little.
But y'all got gray.
No, Gray's probably watching us.
Watching us.
Probably true.
But
No, well, go ahead. You're talking about Chicago.
I don't remember what I was saying.
You're talking about Chicago back when
Oh,
it was,
yeah.
before it was Wizards.
And actually, you know, I got it was kind of cool because First Comics was still publishing Badger and Nexus and those. And I actually got because my roommate at the time, I think it was my roommate. No, I've been married by then. She's my friend then.
Were you his roommate at that time?
She's my roommate when we got married.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
As long as the parents know that's once you got married.
I mean, like we got married, then she became my roommate. Yeah. Anyway, so
He's gonna have another peach whiskey here.
And he hasn't had one.
and no, there's some tough stuff right here.
That is some
I
strong
finished
Coke.
off my
Some
fire water
strong
too.
stuff right here.
You need another Coke?
It's some chicken juice right here.
You still got half a thing, Coke. I thought you could just drink through it and make nothing wrong.
What part of the problem is?
You're talking.
No, well that too. But if I drink too much, I have to get up and excuse
How you doing?
myself. Hey, how you doing? Shut up. Shut up. So, what were we talking about? I'm getting close. I'm almost about to need another one. I'll ask. I'm not afraid to ask you guys.
I think Nick
What were we
is.
talking about?
Talking about Chicago.
We're talking about Chicago.
Oh yeah. So I got to tour the First Comics offices.
That's cool.
I was so underimpressed.
Really?
It was very cool, yes.
How funny is that? It happens a lot, I think.
But we went down to like a basement of, Chicago. I'm from Mississippi, right? All these tall buildings. I'm looking around and go, come on, we're going to go into our office. I'm like, yoo-hoo, here we go. We go up and then we go down. I'm like, where are we going? Right? And we end up in this
Dank basement.
just trash and paper everywhere. And it's like, this is the First Comics offices? And
It
then
literally was the first.
yes. And then we went to this one room, and he's like, "Here, let me open this door." How y'all doing?
How you doing?
Good. So he opened this door, and I'm like, "Where does that go?" He's like, "It's under the street." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, it's under the street." And I'm like, and it it looked like it went forever. And I'm like, "Shut that! There may be like dead people under there." Right?
Chud.
Yeah.
It was weird and freaky. Got to ride the L train, my first ever public transportation kind of thing.
We did it from the airport.
Well, I don't count a plane as public transportation.
Well,
It's not public. It's private. Yeah.
No, we rode the L from the airport down to the mile where we were staying.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't.
That was quite interesting.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
You're welcome. That was just for you.
So anyway, yeah, that was my experience at Chicago Comic Con.
You should try to get Silverline in there.
I've heard really good things about C2E2. My biggest problem with it is the money. It's an expensive. By the
It's a huge
time,
expense.
yeah, I mean, by the time I try to, if they won't comp me a table, then I got to buy a table. I got to get me up there, and I would need to have to get someone else up there. It's just it's expensive.
All I do tell everybody is reach out, see what happens.
Oh yeah,
because I'll rub it in. Well, Aftershock is there, and
Yeah.
they actually remembered us the next year too.
Yeah,
Joe
that's
did?
kind of
Yeah.
weird.
yeah, I like. Yeah, but it's the Pruitt boys. Those are good guys. They've been around a long time. Joe and Jim are those are good guys. So
I know. I just figured I'd rub it in.
yeah.
So
they're
and so
there.
is there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but you're familiar with Aftershock's products, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he works for some really big names. So
so do you. They just not that big yet.
yeah, Alex is going to be big. I'm telling you, dude has got. I hope he's not listening because I don't want to offend him because I would absolutely never want to do that. He's a little raw around the edges, right? Dude is going places. I'm telling you, he's got an eye for storytelling. He's got all kinds of movement in his characters. They're fluid, and he's just. I really think the dude's going places. I think he's a guy that
Is he changing?
he's a guy to keep your eye on. And he's a Kubert grad, so that they taught how to tell a story.
Strong foundation.
Yeah, and so he just needs pages. It's like anything when you're first starting off on a skill or something like that. You just need that repetition. If you're a ball
Well, you
player,
got to work the brain. You got to work the muscle.
yeah. But I'm telling you, you mark my words right here. Write it down. Alex is going places. He's going to be. Everyone has to start somewhere. Absolutely, yeah. You're right. But yeah, I really think he's going to. And I'm excited that Silverline gets to publishing first,
That's awesome.
and that I get to work with him first.
It's very cool. There's a lot of those Cooper guys that are out there that don't get enough notification.
You're right.
Promotion.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Kubert, I kind of stalk their pages a little bit because of the quality of artists that come out there. The thing about the Kubert is that I think a lot of people think sometimes I'm going to go to Kubert's pages and I'm going to hire the next Joe Kubert.
Right.
But that's not what you're getting. The Kubert School doesn't teach style.
No.
They teach storytelling.
Correct.
And so if you go in there with a cartoon,
Hi again. How you doing? You can come on in. You don't have to just keep walking around. That's like the third time they passed by. So.
Oh, okay. So if you go in there with like a cartoony style, you're going to exit with a cartoony style. It's just that you're going to know how to tell a story using that style. If you go in there with a Neil Adams style, you're still going to come out with a Neil Adams style, but you're now going to understand how to move the camera and use the panels and that kind of thing. And
The technical foundation.
right,
of everything
exactly.
they do is
So
awesome.
they don't change your style. They don't teach your style. They inform your style,
Right.
But they don't change your what you're doing as far as style goes. Alex has got a really good sense of storytelling as well. So if you look at his pages, you can see he understands how to move from panel to panel to panel and tell the story.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's one of the first things I spotted because that's how I found him. I was kind of trolling, not trolling. Trolling means I'm leaving nasty comments. I was stalking, I guess maybe. I was kind of watching the Kubert
that any
pages.
better?
I don't know. I was watching the Kubert pages.
He's hovering.
I was hovering,
Okay.
and I like to watch and see what's being
Research
posted.
and development.
Yeah, that's right. I was researching. Yeah, yeah. So you're trying to tell me research.
It's research and development. R&D.
And I saw some of his posts. I'm like, oh, this guy's because he's Batman, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
this guy's pretty good. Let me take a peek at what else he's got going on. And I started looking at his work and kind of researched him some more. And so I just dropped him a line and said, hey man, what's up? We just kind of went back and forth and. I think I kind of blindsided him, to be honest with you, because I'm just like, hey, dude, here's what's up. I like your stuff. Want to draw a comic?
Right.
And he's like, I'm still in school, dude.
Yeah, it really can be that easy, though. Sometimes.
Yes.
People get intimidated by taking the first step to open up the dialogue, but it really can be that way.
And I'm sure the Kubert School teaches this. I mean, I don't know. I've never been there. But, one of the things that my students often have a problem understanding is that somehow they think I'm going to graduate and then I'm going to go work on Star Wars.
Absolutely.
It's like, it doesn't really happen that way. You're going to graduate and you're going to be equipped, but now you've got to go work on all those little crappy
things you don't want to work on.
Things you don't want to work on in
hands
order
dirty.
to get there.
Correct.
Now, cat and mouse is not crappy, right?
Well, but
it's a little thing,
But that spans everything.
Yes.
Who is that? Pookie. Hey, Pookie. How you doing tonight?
How's it going, man?
But it spans everybody. They come out of college. They think they're going to come in. They're going to be at the top of the line. And it's like, you know what? I've been doing my job for 20 years. You're not jumping right over me.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
You're still going to be the one out there picking up dog food.
Yes.
Well, I think a lot of that has to do with the culture that we're training nowadays and that's being taught through different avenues, such as like YouTube and different
participation
fandoms.
trophies.
Well, yeah, and the fact that
there's no winners anymore.
Well, yeah,
Everybody's
it's not
a
just
winner.
that; it's the fact that they're seeing a lot of this payoff.
Right.
If you can be a YouTube star if you work and do these different things, and you can get a potential payoff.
Right.
So they're seeing what they appear to
Curtis,
be
how's it
ease of
going?
use.
Hey, Curtis! I know Curtis. Y'all know Curtis?
I don't know.
Curtis is, and he's going to correct me because I'm going to get it wrong.
But he's a fajita.
He's
I like
fajita.
fajitas.
He is Silverline West Coast Division.
Ah, cool.
Yep. Did I get that right, Curtis? Let me know if I got it right. I think so. Yeah, and in fact, I'll give him a shout out right now. He's designed a business card for us that I have not acted on, Curtis, but I promise I'm going to. He's designed a business card for us that I hope will debut at
Daytona.
Daytona, yeah. A card debuts at Daytona, but yeah, it's a sweet looking card too. So,
I think so, boss man.
yeah. So it's a good looking card, but I haven't acted on it yet. It's just been I don't have enough hours in my day.
It's hard,
You're
juggling being a teacher.
Now, Curtis, your biggest obstacle you got to do, you got to come up with a bookmark. Sorry,
Steve paints a picture out there that he walks around with a trench coat with a whole bunch of bookmarks in it. And he's waiting to show everybody who's what.
Hey, little girl, want a bookmark?
Some cat and mouse.
No, I just like giving Roland crap over it.
I'll take another Coke now.
Go take another Coke. You're going with the wrong person.
Thank you, sir, for you.
Come on with it.
Yeah.
So
I'm staying out of that one.
Yeah, she's closer to you.
Yeah, fine.
So Curtis does also. Let me.
Okay, keep talking about Curtis.
If you watch the video,
see right there, yeah, cat and mouse bookmark stretch goal. Yep.
Yeah. So we had a bookmark for the last one. I'm not sure that's going to be on my list this time. It might be. I'm not saying no.
But if it's a Curtis,
thank you. Curtis bookmark. Oh, yeah. I got you. So one of the things. You distract me so much.
Never.
So if you look at the Kickstarter video, I learned that it's called a bumper, the little thing that starts at the beginning. Curtis is the guy who put that together. So and I think it looks fantastic. So I'm trying to pour and not spill and talk at the same time.
you just missed somebody.
Oh, I missed. Dadgummit. Hey, come back! I got a story to tell you. But yeah, so Curtis is the guy who did that. Curtis is helping me. He's helping me with some edits. We are.
How hard or easy is that if he's on the West Coast, you're on the East Coast?
Man, technology makes it where it is so easy.
Yeah.
Because one of the things he's helping me with Kalis. And so what Brent does is Brent will take his latest draft of his script and he'll post it on Google Docs. And then he invites me and Curtis to, I don't know what it's called, but shares it. It allows us to participate. And then Curtis will go in and read the script and make his notes. I will go in and read the script and make my notes. Brent will then take those and either defend them or make the changes or something. But it is so easy to do, and we don't all have to be in the same room. I mean, at the same time. In fact, the last one, Curtis read the whole script before I even opened it up. And so, he does it at his time, and I do it on my time. How you doing? Let me tell you about my Kickstarter. Okay.
You better know about it. Okay, just so you guys know, if you could have seen her face, she got embarrassed just by us saying hi to her.
Yeah. You heard the response, right? I'm good. Well, yeah. This is and you've probably seen this a lot too at conventions, is that when we talk about reaching out.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times when you reach out to somebody and they're like, I'm good. You're like, I just want to tell you about my story, about my comic. I'm all right, man. I'm good.
People get uncomfortable.
Because they think is like, are you trying to touch me? What are you
Trying to
doing?
sell me something.
Yeah. Which of course it is true. Yeah, I'm trying to sell.
Yes.
Why are you talking to me?
But the thing about it is, it's like you're at a comic book convention. I have a comic book. Don't you want to at least hear about it? That's something that I've never quite gotten. It's like you're at a comic book convention and you're not going to listen. Hey, Deadpool is actually here.
Look at that. Deadpool is here. Come have a seat.
Deadpool is in the house.
We'll find this. And Trish, you're gonna have to pull out the camera.
So I had got to get a picture of Deadpool holding Cat Mouse. Of course, you know that, right?
Absolutely.
I brought you a beer.
Oh, cool. Look at that.
There you go. Look at that.
Deadpool loves me.
Cheers.
Now, wait till you see him drink it. He told me how this was going to happen.
Yeah.
I got to take off one of my eye lenses and I drink it through the eye hole.
Oh, cool. I want to see that.
You want to see that?
That is creepy.
It's not as creepy as it sounds.
All I heard was eye hole.
Yeah.
I got to take my eyeball out.
So Deadpool needs to hold a copy of Cat and Mouse.
Yeah.
Look at there. Cat and Mouse is Deadpool approved. So you should go and you should pledge to the Kickstarter right now because Deadpool tells you to. If you don't, he will come visit you when you least expect it. I should look up there, shouldn't I? Instead of at the...
It's
Yeah.
okay.
It doesn't matter where you look at. Yeah.
It doesn't.
I will come after you if you don't come and get this right now.
He won't be bringing you a beer, though.
I won't. I won't do that. I like this guy. I don't even know you.
Somebody has to like me. I only do the show so people will talk to me.
Yeah.
Your therapy session is what you're saying?
Basically.
He's not lying either.
I have no friends. I must you too.
He only has 3 roommates.
Yeah.
2 of them are my dogs.
Are they all dogs? I was going to say.
Yeah.
They're probably all animals.
Oh. You should see how I have my garage set up now.
Yeah.
You haven't been over for a while.
No, it's been a bit.
I got the garage set. Man, I have Max underneath my desk. I got Karma behind me. I got Evo right underneath the chair now. They all like.
So you're dug in for the night.
Then usually I have a Trish right next to me. It's like how does my man cave go to everybody?
Because that's her she shed.
Trish, yeah. He has multiple Trishes.
Well, okay.
Well, her she shed needs to be struck by lightning.
A Trish. I like that.
I ain't got no she shit.
No she shed.
Because it was
She
struck
shed.
by lightning.
Sheila, struck by lightning.
Hey, BJ, before Deadpool gets off too far and after he walks over here, get a picture of him holding Cat and Mouse.
She did.
If you don't mind.
She did.
Oh, you did? Oh. Yeah, just Deadpool holding him. Come.
Wait, do you have the comic still?
Yeah.
Why don't you hold it?
Me?
Yeah, you hold it.
I wrote it.
We'll get a picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here, and let me get out of the way.
No, you can sit there. This will be a good photo.
Oh, here it is. I forgot I did.
Oh, crap.
All right, you hold it.
Okay.
My cap. I dropped my cap.
Hang on a second.
There you go.
The funny thing is, if I had a mask off, I'd be giving you tongue.
He's playing a little cat and mouse with you in your ear.
Yeah.
See, Curtis, this is what you miss by being on the West Coast.
Yes. you
Thank
missed
God
all
for
of
masks.
this.
You could be being filled up by Deadpool.
And it just went from rated G to rated X.
Now you know why we usually do it after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the After Dark issue.
This is the dark one.
Thank you, Deadpool.
No problem. It'll go on your MySpace.
So now, this is your favorite hangout now, right?
This is my favorite hangout. I love this place.
Now, how often do you hang out here?
Every Friday night, weekends, you can come play D&D with Deadpool. We got a painting class this Saturday at 1 o'clock, and you'll be painting with Deadpool.
Painting with
Yep.
Deadpool.
Yeah, painting
Yes,
with
you
Deadpool.
do, Curtis.
Yeah, Curtis, you got to come out. We have fun out here.
Okay,
And if you drink, that makes it even more funner.
Oh, yeah.
more funner.
More fun.
Yep. Gotta
We just
come in.
make up words here.
Okay.
A shirt with random words like that. Fun, more,
Yeah. Hey, he's a
More-
teacher, so
more-
I gotta.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the approval.
Now I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
You guys used to do. I don't know if it was you guys or the mall used to do like a cosplay event. Does that still go on, like the weekly?
We used to do it over at one of the other vendors, the East Play District. Yeah, we haven't done it as much. I know we want to do maybe something for our Batman Day. Batman Day is
Which
the
is
21st
September
or
21st.
22nd?
Yep.
Yeah, 21st. So we don't know yet what we're doing, but we're going to be putting something on our Facebook. Just come follow us on Versus Comics and Games and on Instagram.
See, and he's. I'll Curtis, you come out. I always buy the first round.
Yep.
And usually the second round.
all the rounds.
And
Yeah,
then
all around.
by the third round, he doesn't even know he's buying it. So.
Yeah. So as long as you make it to the fifth round, you're golden.
Versus Comics and Games.
Now you guys have been here since Free Comic Book Day. So what about 4 months, 5 months?
Yep. 5 months since May 4th. Star Wars Day.
Yep. Well, see, you say Star Wars Day. We go
We
off
say
of-
Free Comic Book Day, yeah.
Yeah. Free Comic Book Day. That's the holiday in our
Oh,
house.
yeah. Of course,
Yeah.
me too.
And you were sitting over in Banff,
It was.
but see on that he actually signed a comic that was given to me just so I could have him sign.
Oh, nice.
X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
Was it 181? Wait,
No, X-Mutants, wasn't it?
was it X-Mutant?
Sex Mutant.
Is
Yeah,
it X-Mutant?
X-Mutants published by Malibu.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh,
No. This was your letters to the editor.
Oh, Avengers.
Avengers.
Avengers, yeah. 282, I think.
282.
Yeah.
181, 282. I
You were
was close.
close.
Halfway there.
You're close. Yeah.
He actually had one of his letters to the editor published.
Published? Really?
Yeah. I guess
What was the letter to the editor about?
how much I love the Avengers.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because what had happened is the Avengers went through during that time the Avengers went through a pretty bad phase,
Yeah.
and they had gotten John Buscema and Tom Palmer as the art team, and Roger Stern was writing it, and it had gotten really good again. And so I was just so excited because the comic was actually good again, and so I just wrote them a letter to tell them how good it was.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So I think that's what you have to do to get in or at least the letter. So actually, I'm glad you said. You served that up to me,
He
right?
did.
Cat and Mouse 2 is actually going to have a letters page.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So Avengers 282. There, see, Tom
There you go,
knows.
Tom knows. And
So-
Tom knows because Tom was the one who tracked us down that day just so I could.
I think
Get that
Tom
comic.
has a box of those because
You could pull
every
it out.
time I see him, he goes, "Here," and he hands me a copy or two. I have gone from having like one copy of Avengers 282 to having about 6 copies, and I actually have given one copy apiece to my kids. So I now have a couple of copies of, thanks to Tom, a couple of copies of
Thank you,
282.
Tom.
Yep. Thanks to Tom. I have it, and I have it signed on the letter.
Yeah. I guess officially, you could say that was my first published work.
Oh,
I mean,
You just didn't get paid for it.
technically, no, I didn't get paid for that. No.
Okay, now you're going back in Cat and Mouse 2. You're gonna have a letters page.
We're gonna have a letters page. Yep. In fact, I've already put it together. So
Hello.
how
How
you
you
doing?
doing?
I've already put it together and it's ready. Ready to print.
So,
So-
what's the letter section going to be called?
I don't have that together yet, but I think I'm just going
Of course,
to.
I'll find the one thing he doesn't have done.
So I
How
think I'm
about
just
letters
gonna.
to Deadpool?
So
you should.
What
letters
about
to
you just call it
Deadpool.
Mousetrap?
Mousetrap, that's a good
That
one.
would be a good one.
So I think actually the title that I'm thinking about using might have actually come from Curtis.
For Parker Brothers.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, I know this.
I think I'm just going to call it Cat and Mouse Tails.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, if it's one of the cats that don't have tails, it's Bob.
Then it would be Bob and Mouse Tails.
There you go.
Mouse.
Are you irritated
Always
with me yet?
throwing.
No,
throwing
not at all.
curveballs.
I've known you too long to be irritated with you.
That's bad.
This is what I expect when I come to talk to you, right?
You got Graven, who's the straight, and me, who
Yeah,
irritates.
the straight man and the funny man.
This one occasionally brings you back to the subject
I gave up.
until it gets so far.
How you doing?
How you doing? Anybody want to come
Hey,
say hi to
guys.
How you
Deadpool?
doing? Got Deadpool in here. He won't cut you.
Unless you ask. Well,
Or don't ask.
Or don't ask. I was going to
Yeah.
say, I mean, it is
Either or.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
You can
You
watch
get
him
cut.
pop out his eye hole.
Sounds like an episode of Rick and Morty.
Okay, so back, we got a nice from Curtis.
Probably about the letter.
Oh, okay.
Curtis probably has a copy of Avengers 282.
If not, we can get you hold of Tom.
We know a guy.
If not, we know a guy. Yeah.
Tom, meet Curtis. Curtis, meet Tom.
Tom, I don't have a copy.
Huh?
All right.
Yeah, see, he needs a copy right up here, signed, open
Yep.
up.
Time's got you. So Deadpool, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So this is my first time in the store.
Okay.
Very cool store.
Thank you.
I noticed they've got some wall space available.
Yes.
Don't you think, and then just a question, don't you think a nice print of Cat and Mouse, maybe another Silverline title or two would look good? Some of that wall space?
I think it would look
Yeah.
great. Yes.
Would you put in a word for me?
I'll put in a good word.
Excellent.
I know some of the owners.
Like, bye.
Yeah. Bye.
You sure you won't let me tell you about my Kickstarter? Okay.
Did you
Yeah.
scare another one away?
I think I
Yes.
did, yes. I think she's like, what does that dude want to do? Why does he want to talk to me?
He's that
Why is
creepy
he
old
talking to
man.
Deadpool?
What's a
Is it
Kickstarter?
code word for something else?
Yeah,
Hi,
right.
lady.
You know, what's a Kickstarter?
Let me
Hello.
tell you about my Kickstarter and my white van.
Hey, right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Kickstarter. Isn't that thing that goes on your motorcycle?
It is.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, Curtis has a copy of, because he's at the Green Lantern Corps script that I wrote. So, true story. Just before Malibu hired me to be an editor, I had almost sold, right, a Green Lantern Corps script to DC Comics. And I had gone back and forth with the editor. He had, I'd submitted the pitch. He bought the pitch. So I wrote the script, and I had done a couple of revisions.
Okay.
And I think I was on about the 5th revision. And I sent him, of course, this is back email. So I sent him a copy of the latest revision, whatever number that was. Then I got a message back from him with more notes. He said, but I see you've gotten a job at Malibu. Good luck. And that was it. And so because I got the job as an editor, I didn't sell my DC Comics Green Lantern script.
Oh.
Yep. So if I hadn't have got that job, of course I love my job at Malibu. Don't hear me wrong. But if the timing had been just a little bit
It would have been a
different,
outcome.
I might have sold or had a Green Lantern story printed.
That's crazy.
That's cool.
But yeah, Curtis is funny because I had looked for it before, and Curtis says, "Hey man, I've got a copy of it." I'm like, "What?" So he actually gave me a copy because I didn't have a copy anymore.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I just noticed the time, and here it's not like when we're at the house. We actually have a kind of a strict deadline on here because the mall closes at 9, so we gotta be done by 9. But hopefully we're back here again soon because I would love to have more Deadpool
We can definitely do that.
and more of the rest of the staff. What's his?
Rick.
Rick.
Come here, Rick.
So looks like since in the 2 hours been here, looks like we're up by about
1.
It's math.
What?
We went up by 1.
No, 5. Five.
Okay, see,
nice.
5.
5 backers.
Okay.
I don't know that they're all from here, but
Well,
we're gonna say they
we're gonna
are.
say they are.
We're gonna
Yeah.
take that.
Yeah, we're gonna say they are.
Okay, this here is Rick. He is part co-owner of Versus.
Hi, Rick.
Hi. All right.
Anything you want to say? Come out to the store, please.
Yeah.
Oh,
Swing
come buy stuff.
So I'm going to convince them to get the retailer package, and then I can
that
come to the
just corn?
store and
Yeah.
sign the
That's
retailer
just
package
corn.
copies
Uh-huh.
of Cat and Mouse.
There you go. So come on out.
That's right.
Anything else you want to add?
I don't know what's been covered.
Oh, we haven't talked about D&D or anything.
Yeah,
Any of the games.
Yeah.
We talked about comics.
Talk about comics. We do a
Yeah.
lot more than just comics. We do a lot of board games. We do a lot of tabletop D&D. We do Star Trek Adventures Tuesday nights. We do Warhammer. We do a lot of fun stuff. I'm definitely more the board games and tabletop games. Deadpool's more the comics. Both in and out of them. You might have noticed.
That's kind of creepy.
I don't know what he's doing right now.
He's drinking through his eye hole.
It works.
See,
It
look at
works.
that.
All right, how am I going to put that back?
Now, what's your favorite game?
My favorite?
Yeah, you can enjoy a lot, but which one is your go-to?
So do you,
Are we talking like just board games in general?
Sure, we can start there.
Probably, I've always enjoyed the Betrayal. That's a fun, quick game. Just go in there, build a mansion, explore the rooms. One of you becomes a traitor, and you get to go and try to kill him, or you get to be the traitor and get to kill all your friends.
so do you have any of the old like Avalon Hill games for like old timers like me?
Jeff Young. LOL. Hey, Jeff Young. I don't know Jeff Young.
Hey Jeff, what's up?
How you doing?
Hey, Jeff.
So do you know what I'm talking about?
Which ones?
Avalon Hill?
Yeah, I know.
Well, they had
Take
all
your pick.
kinds back
Yeah,
then.
they've had a lot of games. I mean, how far back are we talking?
Well, we're old, so
So I played a lot of Avalon Hill games. Well, I played a lot of games, period, when I was in college. This would have been middle 80s. So,
Well, it's hard for me to remember that because
Like-
I wasn't alive.
no.
See, I'm not the only one who makes you feel old. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think that? Do you remember any of that?
What about the old Civilization game? Not Sid Meier's.
Sounds fun.
Not the Sid Meier's version, but the pre-Sid Meier Civilization. That's a really good game.
I don't think I've ever played.
Oh, you
Yeah,
should.
Reset.
You should. It's basically you take your tokens are your population, and in every turn your population doubles, and obviously then what happens is your population begins conflicting with your neighbors.
Yeah.
And you have wars based on your population, not actual wars.
Mhm.
So you have to do things like discover cloth and discover pottery and
Go over all the tech trees.
Yeah,
and all that stuff. Okay.
get me a
Ooh, what about
before they
Dungeon
close.
Mayhem? Tell them about Dungeon Mayhem.
It's a new one that's fun to break out every now and then. It's a fun little up to 4 people card game. It's based on D&D lore for the most part. So you have 4 different classes. I think it's wizard, I want to say barbarian, ranger, and then like 4 things. So I never play them. But basically, you get your friends together. You get your cards with your abilities. And just try to be the last man standing.
What about diplomacy? You ever played diplomacy?
Wow.
That's the best board game ever made.
Monopoly,
Now you're talking to her.
right?
So-
Monopoly.
Do you know anything about diplomacy?
But with like the credit card scanner.
You know, it was created based on the
Yeah.
chess
Not
board.
that
I'm
money.
old school though.
The guy,
Oh,
the
you
guy
like the
who
money?
made it
I like to slide
counted
the
the
money
number
on
of
the edge of the board.
spaces
Oh,
on
okay,
a
I got you.
chessboard and used
You
that
learn
as
from the
his,
bank every
as
little
his,
bit?
Yeah, because
template.
she's the banker.
Create,
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah,
diplomacy.
And I still can't
that's
win.
why you like it.
I cheat and I still can't win.
In Monopoly?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I mean, you get 3 hours in and nobody wants to play anymore.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's what happens.
We played
Like,
2
all right,
games of Monopoly over Dorian, and
Now you guys
Finished
got,
both of them up in
D&D
about an hour and a
event
half
coming
piece,
up.
wasn't it?
Is it this month or next
Yeesh.
month?
I mean, we run D&D every Saturday
But we're
night.
like,
But you have a special event coming up, right?
Well, we've got
with Hydro.
Well,
Yep, we've got that.
we like,
next
you know,
Saturday.
Also, they're like
Hydro 77.
74.
land barons.
He does the special.
Played with my
collector's edition artwork
my son's
and all that.
girlfriend, and
Yeah,
she
we'll
she
check
kicked
it
our
out
butts
that
at first.
day. Yeah, on the
She had all
21st.
this property.
So
She's
next
like,
week,
you
Saturday,
owe me
we have
$5,000. I'm like,
Batman Day.
Yep.
You're gonna be doing
Will
D&D.
will you
on
take my
Batman.
property?
Yeah.
Because see, I
Yes, I
could
will
actually
take it.
see Batman play in D&D.
So, yeah, she kicked our butts.
Yeah.
Just like me.
You won the second one, didn't you? Yeah. She won the
Maybe a
second
little
one.
bit.
always like that too.
Yeah, so we have him coming out because Descent and Avernus comes out
There's
on
no
that
trade.
Tuesday. If I remember correctly, I believe that comes
Okay,
out.
Brett won.
So we have him coming out on Saturday to do some signing for all that because he also did the special collector's edition of that one as well. So,
Hydro, Josh.
Hydro.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Great.
D&D. He does.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he does
Cool
a lot
stuff.
of the D&D special edition.
Did you know that the founder of D&D used to teach at Full Sail? Okay. Yep. Yeah. There's apparently some.
That was back in the 70s.
I teach at Full Sail.
Okay.
And apparently there's some original D&D stuff that he owned in like the Full Sail display.
Gary
Yeah.
Gygax, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
I did not know that.
Okay, guys, we got 5 minutes left, so we're gonna go through where
What's some
everybody's
questions?
gonna be.
I want some questions. Nobody asked me questions.
Well, you don't got questions. I've been asking you questions all night. And you've been like
Okay.
getting sidetracked.
Yeah, because you ask me a question, and I start to answer, and then you like say this other question about South Dakota, and I'm like, what?
No, I don't like South Dakota. I've asked you about North Dakota.
Okay.
Okay, Graven. We're gonna start with Roland because he's
Graven, we're going to start with Roland.
I know what he's gonna pull
No, I
up.
pulled it up for you.
Well, you're gonna be there too.
Yeah.
So I figured we can do a
Do
double.
your thing, man.
So where can everybody see you?
Online or in shows?
What is your next appearance?
My next appearance is at Fandom Kissimmee, which is I think on the 21st, and then I'm doing
Another Batman Day. event.
Where's the flyer you had earlier? You held
I
up
gave
for Tom?
it to that young lady.
What's Brick
City?
Brick
Comic
City?
Toy Show?
Brick City, which is
October 19th
October. I'm also doing Greg's show on October the 6th.
in Lakeland.
Lake, yeah, it's
Leesburg.
Leesburg. Yep,
It's
Leesburg.
the Lake Fest.
Yeah, they're in the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to remember what he called it. It was like Lake Fest 2019.
Something
or
like that. Yeah. So what? Yep, Silverline. They can we post all that stuff. Silverlinecomics.com is our website.
And you can sign up for their nifty email, and you get like weekly updates.
Yep. We try not to spam you, but we do send out weekly, at least weekly. And I actually, I almost.
And I didn't mean to make it sound condescending. I'm just saying.
No.
You get a weekly update of what's going on and where everybody's going to be. And
Right. Yeah. And so since you've signed up, can you tell me? I actually considered sending out a separate mailing just before the Kickstarter launch to say, hey, all of you people who are on the mailing list, here's what we got. Would that have been too much? Because then the next day, the regular thing would have come out.
No.
But I kind of wanted to say, you're on my email list, so I kind of want to give you a heads up.
Well,
Would that have been too much, or would you
No.
have been okay with
no,
that?
I would have been okay because a lot of times when the Kickstarters drop, I'm busy at work, and I told you that's
right.
one of my big things. So the more you remind me, because I'll see, okay, I got an email that came through, and I see Silver like, oh crap, Kickstarter,
Right.
So hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
It's not quite 9 o'clock yet. We can't do that yet.
And so the only other thing that I'll say is, please go check out the Kickstarter. We're doing really well, but we still have a ways to go, and I really want to see this happen. We've already started. We haven't even gotten there yet, but I'd like to. We started talking about some fun stretch goals, and no, one of them's not a bookmark.
I want the bookmark.
I know you want a bookmark.
I want a bookmark now. Now I'm going to be disappointed.
I might get a bookmark just for you.
Okay. See,
Hey, can I get a bookmark?
Do you want a bookmark
I want a
too?
bookmark too.
I might get one.
Raven, do you want a bookmark?
Yeah, I'll take a bookmark.
Bookmark for everybody.
Everyone gets a bookmark. You get a bookmark. He gets a
Yeah, you get
bookmark.
it. Everybody
It's
gets a
spiraled
bookmark.
out of hand.
Rick, you want a bookmark?
Yeah, I want a bookmark.
Rick wants a bookmark.
Okay, all right.
You're giving out bookmarks?
Yay!
Okay, so we may reevaluate the bookmarks.
if you follow the Kickstarter, support it.
Please
Stretch
do.
goal. Got to get a
Be in there.
you get
Yeah.
a bookmark.
Roland's going to restart the Book It program. Well, with pizza.
That's right.
All right.
And hopefully, I'm going to be talking to the Versus owners. Hopefully, we can convince them to be one of our retail supporters.
Yep.
And have bookmarks in the store.
Come on and get your bookmarks. We don't have them. This guy's right here.
And a comic book. Hi, guys.
How
Hi.
you doing? Hi,
How you
man.
doing?
Hi.
Okay, Graven.
Yeah.
Oh, where are you going to be next?
I'm going to be at some of those places that Roland's going to be, but
But
I'm
next,
actually going to be at Gillibration coming up this Saturday.
Celebration.
Gillibration,
Where
yes.
is that at?
It's actually in the Silver Spring State Park in Ocala, Florida,
Oh, wow.
from 10 to 8.
It's celebrating the 65th anniversary of the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, cool.
They are friends, Scott Finster and his lovely family, Amber and
I may have to go check that out.
Ted and everybody. I keep dropping shit.
It's okay, we got people
It's
for
9
that.
o'clock now.
Okay, we got people. But they have actually recreated the whole costume,
Really?
piece by piece. If you go to Scott Finster's Sculpture Studio and on Facebook, you can go through and watch the whole
Creation.
creation
Oh,
from
wow.
making the molds to actually making the suit.
Blows my mind.
And they're going to have some other people with Hearts of Reality because they're teamed up with Hearts of Reality.
Uh-huh.
There's going to be people from Naked and Afraid.
Yep.
That's
There's
going to
one
be there.
from Naked and Afraid. There's one, of course, Scott from
Face off.
Face
Face
Off.
Off. And the other one
I think
is,
there's two from Naked and Afraid.
Are they naked and afraid?
Maybe.
Are they gonna
It
be
is a
naked?
state park.
Well, if
Yeah,
they're
that
naked,
was my question, too.
if they're naked, I'm afraid. Okay.
They have to be afraid.
No,
and
the
then they
other
get
one is
naked.
from Survivor.
Yeah.
Oh, Survivor. Okay, sorry. One
They're not
naked
naked.
from Afraid and one
I
Survivor.
go, well, you never
They
know in Survivor.
But that goes
How you
on.
doing?
How you
And
doing?
you're gonna have Riku Browning from the original show there. He's like
really?
he's like one of the last surviving people from the movie.
Yeah.
So this is Saturday. We're going to be up there along with
Saturday.
Raven. We're going to be walking around. We're not going to be doing tables. I might be doing some interviews. I got open reign to interview whoever I want to interview
right.
up there.
That's awesome.
So that's a lot of work.
It's my hometown. I'm excited to go back for a little
Oh yeah. So what else you got? You got Brick City coming up too.
Brick City got coming that up as well. Let's see here. We got hopefully Daytona Beach as well. We'll
Cool.
be popping in.
Yeah, it's in November, right?
It's in November.
November 3rd.
Yeah.
November 3rd.
Yeah, I think we're going to be at Daytona as well.
Excellent.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we'll be there.
That's
Very
awesome.
cool. And then I'll be at Tampa Bay KittyCon in November.
KittyCon?
KittyCon is
Oh.
a kitty
Meow meow,
convention. Yes, all kitty cats. It's it's actually sponsored by one of the local.
Hey Warren, how's it going? You just made her happy.
I know. Did you see that face?
I think we just found out where else you're going to be.
I know. Yeah.
Hey, Raven, what is this kitty con? Because I can't be around a Chuck E. Cheese.
No.
They shouldn't
Kitty.
serve beer at Chuck E.
Yeah, it's
Cheese,
not kitty.
right?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's actually the second
You
year
do
it's
have
doing it.
cat
It's all
and
an
mouse.
actual convention devoted to cats and cat rescue.
Really?
You know, people, stars of cat shows as well as that goes. Different types of famous cats that are on Instagram and artists and vendors and things like that.
Cat
Like
and mouse.
Cat and mouse.
Cat
I like
and
that
mouse.
mouse. I like that. I
And
like
they may
that.
still have spots too. You might want to think about that. So Monica's.
Hi.
Bye. Bye. Have a good night.
Take care. So yeah, Monica's going to be debuting her buttons
Hi
there for
again.
a while as well. So it fits perfectly.
Bye again.
See, it fits
What's up,
perfectly.
Warren?
What's up, Warren?
What's up, Warren?
I already said that when he first came
Oh,
on.
okay. All right.
He came up like way.
Oh, I
long
see
ago.
I see the yo-yo there. Yeah.
So those are our major shows right at the moment. Potentially Jekyll and Hyde Con in the end of December. That time frame will be in there as well. So we got a few shows coming up.
That's
Cool.
And we will be wherever we show up to be. We're going to be at Gillibration. We're gonna try to be at Brick City. If anything, Trish might be there. I might be on call, so I might not be able to go to that one. And basically, you never know when I'm on call if it shows up on the time. Somebody will be there at one of the shows, but if you invite us, we will try to be there. Put it that way.
Yeah.
And don't tell us it's your show when it's not your show, and invite us because we know who runs all the shows.
You're going to Daytona, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have to talk about getting you some interviews lined up. Wait a minute. I heard there's something there I missed, right?
No, there's something.
Because there's going to be several people there
Oh yeah.
So we'll have to talk to you. So she's going to be handling the schedule and the booth at Daytona.
So
I'll have my people talk to your people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wonder Twins.
And okay, you guys are going to be at Daytona. You guys are going to be here.
Yeah.
Definitely be here.
We're always here.
Where else can we maybe find you guys popping up somewhere?
I think so far we've got the Daytona. I don't know about the Brick City one yet.
Okay.
Yep, I know that one's coming on up.
October 19th.
Yeah, October 19th. Yeah. But we're not going to be there. I'll be down in Spooky Empire, though, in Tampa. So not for the store,
just for
kind
you.
of, yeah, testing out our store there. Handing out cards, information. But again, it's Tampa.
Hey, Tampa's actually good. They like their conventions down there.
They do.
A lot of good people. They got some cool things. I mean, like they have the Cuban sandwich festival down there. The cupcake festival, the rum festival. I mean,
Well, they have the pirate festival too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that big pirate festival in like February.
Yeah.
Is DeLand
Yes.
Well, she
January,
doesn't let me go to the rum
January,
festival.
January.
I want to go there.
I haven't been
We should go.
contacted
I-
by DeLand
Rum
yet.
is my number
You
one
have
thing.
not
So.
been
No.
contacted
Oh,
about the
Rick.
land.
I have
Okay.
not.
And
It's not whiskey.
I wonder if we know anybody that can
It's
talk
rum.
to you.
I
It's
don't
a-
know.
it's
I'm thinking
It's
you
wrong.
might.
It's
you can deal, right?
Yeah, I can suffer it through rum, I guess.
Tom says the Land Comic and Collectible Show.
Oh, all right.
That's in January.
January. Okay.
Yep. That's a good one. I love that one. I love
I
Daytona.
like DeLand. It's local too.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's one of the. It reminds me of Daytona. It's still that feel and vibe to it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a really good one.
Where can we find Deadpool? The Adventures of Deadpool.
The Adventures of Deadpool.
Yeah. Where can everybody meet
I mean, I'm going to
Deadpool?
be at the Brick City. I don't know if we're going to have a booth, but I'll be there. I'm going to be definitely at the Daytona one. DeLand, I'll probably be there anyway. Hi.
How you doing?
I don't know. I get distracted.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Need
I'm
more
going to be
instructions
at
like that.
pretty much all of the conventions coming on up. That'll be there. I would like to try to make it on out, but we have our painting thing this Saturday.
Yeah.
So I won't be able to make it out to Ocala. Yeah. I'm actually going to Ocala, but Leesburg. Around
Okay.
5 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'll be around Leesburg area.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you show them the painting?
Oh, I haven't shown. You want to grab the painting that we're doing
Grab
this
the painting?
Saturday?
Yeah.
You guys want to see the painting?
You have
Yeah.
artist Sabian coming in,
Yeah,
right? Art by
Sabian.
Sabian, yeah.
And we did a Deadpool painting actually 2 weeks ago.
To
On
immortalize
Saturday.
you even further, correct?
Yes.
That is awesome.
Isn't that awesome? That's called a Beholder. It's a D&D character.
No, it's
And-
a Rick holder.
Oh, it's a Rick
Behold
holder. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Beholder.
But you got to come and paint him this Saturday and be taught how to paint.
Beholder,
You don't
not
even
Rick.
know
You're
how
not
to-
painting Rick. You're
Not me. That's a different class.
That would be
That's
great
after-
to start painting, right?
just with the fig
That's
leaf,
the,
right?
that's the body paint class, right?
No, we can't afford the figure.
Naked and afraid. See that?
Yeah.
There you go.
He goes naked. Everybody's afraid.
Yep.
This is how it goes.
Curtis
And Curtis says, "Good, nice beholder, good painting."
Thank you. Thank you. Tell Sabian.
Yeah.
Sabian.
Sabian, and he
Like
will be
the symbol?
here on Saturday.
Yep.
Okay, and Curtis, where are you going to be? Where people can meet up with you? Because we do have followers on the West Coast.
That's right.
That whole area. So let us know where you're going to be and reach out to us, and we can always promote where you're going to be at too. Because any friend of Roland's is okay with me.
Da-da-da.
And on that note,
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, for anybody who's going to be up in the Ocala area tomorrow night, I don't know what time you guys are going up.
I'm gonna be there early.
Well, tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll be there during the day. I got a hotel tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be there.
We're going to be getting together with our friends Scott and Amber and the rest of everybody, and we're going to be celebrating Kelsey's 21st birthday.
Wow! Happy birthday, Kelsey! I'll be in class.
Well,
we were 21st.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, I told her that she can have all the other times with her friends, but the actual birthday is my day to be. She doesn't drink, but she's going to tomorrow night. And especially if we're with Scott and Amber, they'll make her drink too.
There you
So,
right?
You'll drink and you'll like it.
And Curtis, it was great meeting you guys, or meeting you guys. Like I said, I like a fajita any day of the week. So, because that's his last name, right?
Fujita.
Fajita. It still looks like a fajita. I like you better as a fajita. So Curtis,
Wasn't
I'm
there
always
a
gonna.
movie that there was like a Vegeta scale? Oh, that's the
Dragon Ball Z.
no
Yeah.
tornado. What is that? The Fujita scale.
With an F5 and F.
Oh.
With the actual F.
Okay.
But that's Vegeta.
That's Vegeta.
Yeah. So does my wife. See, there you go. Can't go wrong with
And on that
it.
note, folks.
Good one, Curtis.
All right, guys. Until next time, we will see you guys later. Have a good night.
Keep rocking, guys. Be well.
Let us finish.